Hello and welcome to Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Khalid Hijrs, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around Bahrain. So stay tuned, don't go away, and we'll be right back. StartUp Bahrain recently held the third edition of StartUp Bahrain Weekend. The electrifying 54-hour marathon brought together over 200 passionate founders, developers, designers, and marketers to create and launch startups from the ground up in a single weekend. Supported by the labor fund Tamkeen, the initiative is aimed at fostering and supporting emerging local businesses and enhancing Bahrain's thriving startup ecosystem. And to talk more about that, we have with us in the studio Safa Matar, second place winner of StartUp Bahrain Weekend, Sharifa Jalil, also second place winner of StartUp Bahrain Weekend, and Adnan Jabari, third place winner of StartUp Bahrain Weekend. Welcome, how are you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us here.
It's a pleasure to have you guys. Now, just to start off, could you guys tell us a little bit about your projects?
Okay. Our project was just an idea, and it became reality when we got the second place in the Startup Weekend. My idea was like, I'm a celiac allergy, having against gluten and stuff. So I introduced myself to a group in Bahrain. They have this food allergy. There are kids, elderlies, young fellows. I mean, all the. So I was like thinking that I will get something from that group. I felt no, they need help in that group. So because every time they keep on asking, clicking picture of any product and asking, is it safe, is it not safe? So I got the idea from there that come up with the platform helping this community, why not? So that was the idea.
It's a brilliant idea.
Thank you.
Yes, actually I was with her in the team. I told her and her daughter, who's actually my friend, about the Startup Weekend, and my plan was to just go, enjoy the atmosphere, feed on the energy, because it's my second time participating in the event, and that was my idea. But my mom, I call her my mom because we're that close, she was like, you will be a part of my team, it's okay, you don't have to do anything, and you just become part of our team. So I became a part of the team, and the idea was so good that I got invested. And we're called now Safe Bites. As she explained, we are basically a hub for people with food allergies where they can find out where to eat and what to eat.
I think that's a brilliant idea because I myself have an allergy. I'm allergic to eggs.
Wow.
So yeah, there's. I've never had a birthday cake.
Oh.
You know, so
I'll get you one.
Oh, thank you so
I
much.
promise. I send you one.
Thank you so much. So it's like, it's really great to see that you guys went with such like a very practical and a very relevant issue that we have in society, which is like food intolerances or allergies, and you're coming up with a way to make things safer for people who suffer from such conditions. And what about yourself, Adnan?
Our idea started off, I guess you could say, mostly in our homes with our families or going to schools, universities. We saw that most families in Bahrain, the Middle East, all of them have sons and daughters, and each one of them has a car for themselves. And usually from what we see, the parents make sure all the cars in the family are functioning for their kids. And if one of them just breaks down, then the family can barely function. Who can take me to school? Who can take me to uni? There's a lot of issues that happen. So we said, okay, why don't we make something that can plug into your family's cars, each one of them, just a single device connected to them, and then a father could, for example, look at his phone and see all the cars that his family has, see whatever issues they have, schedule anything that needs service, maintenance, and just being on top of everything. And the best part is that they could know an issue is happening before it ever breaks down on them. And that's how it started with us.
That is a brilliant idea. I think you called out a lot of people with that project, because I think we've all been in those situations. But I think, again, I really admire how both of your projects have taken really serious issues that we face. I mean, and given ways to overcome them, basically, or ways to survive them. And now, can you tell us a little bit about Startup Bahrain and what it offers and how you guys benefited from what they had to offer?
I was firstly newly introduced to that through my daughter's, you can say my daughter. When she introduced me to that, I was like coming with the idea, but I was not sure. Then I learned a lot of things in 3 days' time, 54 hours. That was really tough. We got the mentors talking to us, explaining. Then they were searching the side of like how you gonna make money. My aim was like serve the community, these people having the allergies sufferer, all, not any like eggless, let's say lactose, all the allergies. I was like having that in mind, connecting with the. I was thinking like to be connected with the doctors, with the clinics, with the laboratories, because many people, they have this allergy, they don't know what is it. So for me, like a concept of, that was, you can say, my trampoline, which ejected me to the higher level, to think bigger now. That was the aim which I was aiming from that weekend, but it gave me more. I knew a lot of people on different levels, and it was really, I'm again going back to that, even as audience, but still I'm working on my project. Hopefully I will learn more. There is a lot to learn from them. I wish that everyone, all the young, there is no age for that. Starting from 18, there is no age limit. So I invite everyone to join that program.
It's really great to see the passion as well that you have for it.
Yeah, I'm sure many people, they have ideas and they can make them projects and they can serve the community with.
Definitely, and I really like as well that you always bring it back to serving the community as well. How about you guys? What would you like to add to that?
Well, the Startup Bahrain Weekend is an event that the entire startup ecosystem in Bahrain looks forward to. I was recently introduced to the ecosystem last June in 2023. However, I realized that this event is basically a meetup for almost everyone. Founders, business people, investors. It's a big opportunity for people like us and even students and even people with businesses to connect, to build something from the ground up, because it has to be something that does not exist anywhere else. And you have the chance and the environment where you can learn and apply what you learned. You have to validate it, you have to pitch it to judges, you have to make sure that all the business aspects related to your startup is proper. So this is just a starting point for anyone with an idea who would like to make it a reality, and we're just an example for that.
Brilliant, and I can definitely see that all of that hard work and investment has paid off in all three of you. And Adnan, anything to add?
They've touched on really great points, but I'd also like to add that most people think that having a startup idea or anything of the sort only depends on the person themselves. But they sometimes fail to realize that it's not just you, but your environment affects the way that you will be working. And I believe Startup Bahrain creates that space where you can excel, meet people of great mindsets that you can achieve great things with. And there's many places that they bring from many programs that are happening in Bahrain. For example, they've brought people from many companies, like some of them was Reboot 01. It's where I'm currently studying too. And they've gotten mentors like marketers, tech mentors. Some of the best that were with me were, for example, Ahmed Al-Jamal, Dunya, and they've done really great work in helping not just us, but all the people that were there equally, making sure that they're presenting the best that they can.
Brilliant, and all of this is a very, it's a testament to how conductive that kind of environment is. And it's great to have ideas, but it's like we were talking about earlier, bringing those ideas to reality can be a challenge. But when you're in an environment like that, I think that just makes everything a lot more plausible and makes it a lot more achievable. And I imagine that, would you guys say it's accurate to say that all of what you just described is a few of the examples of the way that Tamkeen has supported you throughout this experience?
I'm new to that. I guess Tamkeen is behind them because I didn't get in touch with the organizers, the owners of the startups, but I follow them still. But I'm sure Tamkeen is behind. But for us, it was for me like the idea to go to direct to Tamkeen. It was like something has to be in between. Startup is the right place to start from.
It's like you said earlier, like
Yes.
a trampoline.
Yes, we have to start from there. You know, we come with the idea, sometimes we're not sure about. I was like, how I will do it? But I learned a lot from the mentors, from the colleagues, from the other groups, because we did interviews each other, and from the judges, though. So it was like, when you come up to that level to reaching the final, the selection of the final, because it was semi-final, quarter-final, we got open horizon, like now it's becoming bigger, and I can see how can I do with this. The starting idea is going far now. I have a lot of things preparing, like for even the one-day celiac in Bahrain. That will be announced in Bahrain, because when I did my deep researches, it is the 16th May every year, everywhere.
Brilliant. It's
We'll
really
bring
good to see.
all the celiac people together in one place. You will be there also.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I
Inshallah.
appreciate that. And I think it's really nice that you have that very achievable and, you know, it's a very great milestone to have.
Yes.
Something that is both achievable, but also something that is quite a stepping stone in bringing understanding to this condition. So it's really great to see the passion that you all have for your projects and how much research, time and investment you're willing to put into them. And on that note, actually, while we're talking about that, I'd like to ask you guys what are the areas of knowledge that you built upon? Because I'm sure, you know, you had areas of interest, but how did you expand that knowledge while working on these projects?
For example, for us, it is the Awareness Day. The day, 16th May, will be the Awareness Day for the people's sufferers of allergies, like egg, such.
Such as myself.
Yeah. So everybody will be gathering in one place, which I'm deciding a place where everyone can join us in that place, and this awareness will be spread to all the family members, because we have kids, so the moms need to know more about. There'll be a big organization, hopefully you will be invited there definitely, and you will help us to spread it to among other GCC countries, I hope so. But how are the steps going on? It's a platform, it's a hub. We'll bring everyone in that by subscribing, and they will be in the market, let's say. They'll be scanning the products, and it will give yes or no. Is it okay for them or not? Plus, we will be having the places where I started already with my group. They can go and buy the food, for example, starting from the gluten-free items, which are not everywhere, and I can just direct them from where to get them. Plus now we are involving some delivery people to deliver it to them, because they're asking that also. They are helping me to build what I didn't thought about. Now it's becoming bigger. Now it's becoming bigger. I'm getting ideas from them only, not from myself, definitely.
Brilliant. So we've got spreading awareness. We've got being a smarter consumer. And yeah, I mean, that's an incredible way to see how you guys have, you know, like developed with that project. And Adnan, how about yourself? How did your knowledge increase throughout working on your project?
I think in terms of the project itself, I've joined many programs before that have helped me in like gaining this knowledge, and many of them were actually supported by Tamkeen. And I think it helped me build the knowledge I have now. But in StartUp Bahrain, I could see that there's a lot of people that are trying to look for, oh, who's the best person that I could have on my team? And I think now that it's not about who's just someone who's achieved stuff. It's more about who's someone that can learn quick, who's someone who has a capacity that can be built for the things we want to achieve. And that factor helps in finding the right people, especially for StartUp Bahrain, or even your own startups or projects that you're working on.
Very well said, because like, I mean, all three of you are very passionate, and it's very clear that you have taken these projects to heart, and there are things that you care about. And I think that makes it a lot easier for you to learn newer skills. You're more likely to internalize the information, you're more likely to engage with it. It doesn't matter how clever you might be if you're not willing to invest that cleverness, right? Now we've touched upon how your project might develop in the future, inshallah. Adnan, how do you see your startup developing?
we've been, with my team, we've been trying to figure out a few more things about validating more. In StartUp Bahrain itself, we found many people that love their idea. And we've been going around and around and around, asking people just about the problem, not directly giving them our solution, seeing if it exists or not. That's the first step for any startup you want to make. And if you ask anyone what's a solution, they'll always give you something quick. 5, 10, 20 solutions are easy to make. But finding that one problem, that's where it all lies.
Very brilliantly said. And now, like I've said, you guys have shown a lot of passion and commitment for your projects. They're clearly stuff that mattered to you guys, and I really like how you've all decided on stuff that once these projects are undertaken and you follow through with these startups, you guys are going to be solving real life problems. You will be improving lives. And I'm sure when you talk about the stuff, people are probably going to want to follow in those footsteps. So if anyone was looking to get involved with startup, what advice would you give them?
You mean the community, the people which I'm trying something for them?
If someone wanted to get involved with startup, for example, if they were looking to start their own project.
Okay, the future.
Yes.
Of course, we will give them the little knowledge we got, and still we are learning, as I said. We will give them all the, now we have the eyes wide open how it will become now, because they show us, the mentors and all, and the judges also, because we've been attending after the startup winning that weekend. We are still going and meeting them every time in hubs and all. So definitely we'll pass the knowledge, and believe me, we got other ideas. Even we are on our project, we got other ideas coming, and I started passing them to others, seriously. And I'm pushing others to join that, because it's really great for the young people to start the project. At 30 years, they will be having their own business. And of course, serving the community, as I said before.
Brilliantly said.
That's the aim. It's not do a project and make your money and that's it, no. And we will step to another project, definitely.
I really like that mentality as well of, like you said, it's not, obviously, making, that is important in a startup. We can't really deny that. Mm-hmm. But the fact that these are things that feed back into the community, I think that that's an excellent thing, and I like that you keep bringing it up. It's a very important point.
May I add to her point?
Yes.
Yes, actually, for anyone who is interested to have their own startup, Tamkeen really supports in so many different aspects. There is the business-wise, they have so many programs such as Start Your Business, Business Growth, where a startup can get up to 50% support from Tamkeen in machinery and equipment, technology, as well as branding and marketing. They also get support from Tamkeen in their financing programs. They help startups pay a certain percentage of their loans, bank loans. They also provide Tamkeen incubator and accelerator programs such as Mashru'i, which we are all encouraged to participate in, and as well as Riyada, an accelerator program. In the end of these programs, startups get funding, whether in the form of grants or investment. Besides that, Tamkeen also has a very clear presence in the ecosystem with the other programs and initiatives and courses that other partners that provide. Like personally, before I even start this endeavor, I entered the ecosystem through a program called All Things Media by the Collective Hub. It's an 8-month-long program through which I learned the basics of media-related entrepreneurship, which was, of course, supported by Tamkeen. I also participated in a training by BIBF. It's called Financial and Management Training for Entrepreneurs, supported fully by Tamkeen. I also partook in a masterclass called Scale Up, where entrepreneurs learn the fundraising as well as exiting strategies, and of course that was supported by Tamkeen, and of course other contests, programs and competitions like SC Women in Tech. I participated in that, Startup Bahrain Weekend and Startup Pitch Night. This is all supported by Tamkeen. So Tamkeen has this comprehensive support for the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Bahrain, through which anyone who is interested, not necessarily has an entrepreneurial idea, they can participate in that, learn more, educate themselves. Because to me, if I would advise anyone to do anything, it would be educate yourself, invest in yourself first, and then in your startup, because it starts from you.
And I think you've very clearly taken that to heart. Thank you for that very comprehensive, list. And honestly, I think that that's great, because I think you've showcased that in the Kingdom of Bahrain we have a lot of assets available to us, right?
Yes, definitely.
And it's just a matter of wanting to actually reach out and take advantage of what's being provided for us.
Yes.
And yourself, Adnan?
I believe the greatest asset for anyone to be going to these things is trying to reach a state of consistency with what they're doing. It's not about, I'll be doing one big project and then a time of just nothing. It's like when you reach a state that you're in, try to be there and just keep going higher. Every day that comes, you're just trying to be better than the last day. And it's a very long journey. You just have to take that first step. You have many programs that are available, and something that I've seen with many of my friends is that they think, oh, I'm not sure if I can go there. I don't think my family would like it. They might laugh at me if I go, my friends will laugh. And I remember telling them once, you remember that one time you were working somewhere and you just fell, and then your friend was laughing at you. And then he said, yeah, I do remember that. And then on the next day, does he still remember it? He said, no, he didn't tell me it again. And so I told him it's the same thing with anything you're doing. Of course, have your limits, work with values, with principles, but then don't fear them when you're already in that space. So just go for it, take that first step, and you'll do well.
I really like that mentality, and what a great way to wrap this up. Honestly, you guys have been such a pleasure to talk to, and your passion really shines through. I'm in awe of the fact that you guys have chosen stuff that feed back into helping the community. I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to see where your startups take you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, and we have more coming up on Bahrain Now. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what's going on beyond the studio in the following report.
Societies are built on science and learning. The Kingdom of Bahrain has realized the importance of establishing a fertile ground for teachers to play their educational role in raising generations armed with knowledge and capable of building homelands. As part of its pride and appreciation of its educational cadres and their sincere efforts in sustaining educational services, the Kingdom of Bahrain joins the international community in celebrating World Teachers' Day under the slogan Valuing Teachers' Voices, which focuses on the need to address the general challenges faced by teachers and promote a more inclusive dialogue about their role in education. It emphasizes the importance of listening to teachers and incorporating their perceptions into education policies. This is in line with the Ministry of Education's plan to involve all educational cadres in the decision-making process related to the field of education, which has reflected positively on the development of education related to infrastructure, legislation and regulations, as well as the development of curricula and teaching methods, the comprehensive integration of information and communication technology in the various stages of basic education, the promotion of the higher education sector and scientific research, and improving the quality of the private education sector in order to achieve the goal of education for all.
Indonesia Business and Friendship Society, together with the embassy, held a fashion show and bazaar entitled High Tea Fashion Show and Bazaar. Indonesian and Bahraini designers Dr. Yandini Husni di Jamaluddin, Mahdalia Makalau, Nadia Al-Jar, Safiya Al-Mtawa, and Farah Abdul Rasul showcased their collections during the show.
BIBFS stands for Bahrain Indonesian for Business and Friendship Society. This society, in fact, established since 2014 till today. And today's event is the fourth event of the annual event that we celebrate every year. So every year we celebrate fashion show and bazaar, and we always make sure that the bazaar contains multi-communities. People comes from Saudi Arabia, and people comes from also Oman, and they display their stuff, and from Indonesia as well. It's really great, and this time it was amazing, and it was little bit, we can say, something new. We brought also the batik demonstration this time, which is the traditional techniques of Indonesian designs in their clothes. And I think it's going here well. And we are introducing also our designers in Bahrain. We have Nadia Al-Jar, and we have Farah Boushihri, we have also Safiya Al-Mtawa, and also some professional designers from Indonesia.
Today we are celebrating between Indonesia and Bahrain the fashion show. Our culture of Indonesia and our culture of Bahrain gathering, combining together to give a gift of show, a fashion show of a unique, creative, a piece of cloth and art. I am originally artist, and from my artwork I convert my art to the piece of a business. What you see today is painting on the abaya and digital printing also on my clothes and scarf. So it is my honor today to be a part of this fashion show and the people who are running this fashion show today is Bahrain Indonesians in a Friendship Society. I am a board member in the society and the chairperson for fashion show, and I want to thank the people who come and join us this happiness and this new culture about Bahrain and Indonesia.
The Korean embassy in Bahrain celebrated its culture and tradition with various events in Sif Mall and the Cultural Hall with Nongak, the farmers' music and dance performance.
We host various events, various cultural events every year. This year we host we invited Nongak ensemble Nongak, they are composed of 6 very creative and talented artists, and they'll perform tonight and tomorrow. And Nongak itself means agricultural music, and it's our traditional music. Which we have been with Nongak for a long time, since the beginning of history. And also this is what is it? It's a UNESCO intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And well, in the past our major industry was agriculture. So Nongak was with agriculture. I mean, those two coming together, and agriculture was a very energy-consuming work. So Nongak is needed to refresh our mind, or the regaining our energy. So the rhythm is dynamic, or vibrant, or invigorating. So you will enjoy that. Everybody will. It's very loud, so you will get absorbed in the music, right? That's so you can enjoy it, right?
The events that came collaboratively with the Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquity and as part of the 33rd edition of Bahrain International Music Festival featured 6-member ensemble of young specialized musicians in the Korean folk art who are aiming at creating a new perspective of tradition by preserving the unique charm and characteristics of each region's type of nongak under the motto of Nongak that makes your heart dance.
I'm here to watch the show or the performance that's going to happen soon. I'm interested in Korean culture and Korean food and music, so I think it's a beautiful culture, and the language itself, it's a very beautiful language, and I love learning the culture and the language.
Nongak is one of the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity and one of Korea's traditional folklore assets which derived from rural community rituals and entertainment and has evolved into a performing art representing Korea.
When I entered the institute for the first time, I was very intrigued with learning a new language, which made me progress even more in getting into the culture itself, the musical culture, the historical culture, and much more and so forth. I've attended a couple of King Sejong's events, including the event that happened last time in the performance in Culture Hall, and I'm very excited to attend this year's event, which is the Nongak performance. I'm pretty much sure I will be mind blown with the amazing traditional performance, and I look forward to much and more of the performances to attend.
Koreans celebrate life with Nongak, just like Bahrainis celebrate life with Arda dance. It is a lovely form of expression and very enjoyable. The Embassy of Germany and the Kingdom of Bahrain hosted a reception and celebration on the occasion of the German Unity Day to mark the 34th anniversary of the Federal Republic of Germany. The national anniversary commemorates German reunification in 1990, when the Federal Republic of Germany and the German Democratic Republic were reunified.
So we're celebrating tonight the 34th anniversary of the German unification. That is when the two parts of Germany that had been separated after World War II came together again by peaceful means. So for us it's a moment of celebration. It was also a moment of peace for Europe that we are celebrating tonight. So we have invited many of our Bahraini friends to share that moment with them. We are very honored by the presence of His Excellency the Foreign Minister, Abdulatif al-Zayani, and other ministers and members of Shura and House of Parliaments. And I think their presence is a testament to the deep bonds of friendship that unite our country, and that we as an embassy are trying to promote, that we as an embassy are trying to work on and strengthen. And I think I'm looking forward to a great evening with many Bahraini friends and with a German orchestra that will play music for us later today.
The event saw the attendance of numerous officials, diplomats, and dignitaries. The two countries share 52 years of relations with commitment to expanding and boosting cooperation in various fields and sectors, including trade, healthcare, energy, environmental technologies, mobility, and digital economies.
Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We'd love to hear from you. This was Khalid Idris. Until next time, good night and God bless.